We've now prepared to go to Illyria. Seb is still sleeping, and once I finish this entry, I'll wake him and we will leave. So I suppose that me writing this is really just a way of delaying the inevitable. 7 years. How has it been so long? It really does not feel that way. Of course, I intended to return someday. If I ever wanted to do right by those who I have lost, I needed to go back. Everything I have been doing out here has been to prepare to be able to return. I suppose I became too used to my routines and what has been working for me here. Not that life has been easy or anything, but it was something that I understood, or expected and knew how to operate. Repetition is comforting, and if I could have, I would have stayed in my patterns forever, I guess, until I forgot about what I originally even wanted to do. This is what happens when I have been left to ponder life by myself for too long, is what I would have been told once upon a time. I'm lucky that Seb sleeps so soundly, otherwise my ramblings would surely not only wake him up, but also alert him to how terribly scattered my brain is. Oh, I have finally revealed my face to him. His reaction was to tell me that I was younger than he expected and that the mask muffled my voice a lot. It was good to hear that all these years haven't aged me horribly, and also that my mask has been working in terms of helping me save my face from deteriorating while I go exploring into space. I don't own any mirrors, so I've only been able to glean my appearance from the surfaces of the ships that I have scavenged. I told Seb thus, and he offered to draw my portrait. Apparently both him and his sister have artistic talents, though hers are better suited to environments while he prefers studying subjects. It was odd to sit so still while he stared and examined me in detail as he produced his drawing. In fact, I do not think that I have been that nervous in years. When he was finally done, I dreaded seeing the picture for a moment. What if I had actually completely lost what I once looked like, what my family had known me as? What I had myself known that I had looked like? And did that even matter? When I could not delay more, I took the drawing and stared for a long time. So long that Seb assumed that I hated the image. He could not have been more wrong. I had aged, of course, but the drawing brought me back to myself. I still have the shape of my mother's eyes and the same nose as all my siblings. I should probably cut my hair some more though, as while Seb did prettify some aspects of it, it still appeared rather unruly. Maybe in Illyria I can find a barber who won't give me up. I have actually come up with a list of people that I think I should be reasonably safe to interact with. Of course, at first at least, I will wear my helmet everywhere. I'll also do what I can to find information about Seb's sister, should she have somehow found herself on Illyria. In my truest of hearts, I can't help but believe that she has died. It would be too small of a chance for her to have survived. Seb was just damned lucky that I found him before he was claimed and destroyed by outer space. A crash onto Illyria could not have been anything other than fatal, especially because of the rot. After I left, it probably has spread even further, claiming even more of the moon. It could be 1 or 5 or 10 years or even longer if somehow Illyria holds on, but it is headed towards the same state as the dead moon that I dealt with weeks ago. Well, going to the surface will give me the chance to spread my message. That people need to start abandoning the moon even if it seems like an impossible task. Maybe some have already started doing this. I hope they have. I haven't been able to get in contact with the green gardeners, which is both good and bad. If I had been able to trace any of their signals, then anyone else could also have been able to tap in. Perhaps they have still stuck to physical correspondence and testing and all of that. While harder to actually do, it does make them difficult to detect. But on the other hand, perhaps I haven't been able to trace anything because there is nothing left. And perhaps the green gardeners are no more. If they are gone, then Illyria truly has no chance left for survival. I am not certain how I will go about trying to find out about the green gardeners once on Illyria. None of my old contacts knew about them, only my family did. I don't even know where their base is, or any of their spots. And those that had tried to help me were taken with me 7 years ago. Upon my escape, no one else was freed. If they somehow were able to free themselves once upon Arianon, would they have returned to Illyria? I am rambling and barely coherent now. I think that I'll allow myself a small sleep as well before I wake up Seb. Honestly, if I were to wake him now in this state, he probably wouldn't trust me to drive the ship to the moon. Each day he gets bolder with me, and so do I with him. I have come to trust him in a way I haven't trusted anyone in a long time, perhaps ever. We've landed in Illyria now. Prior to the departure, it took us a few weeks to fix up a working ship which would bring us to a reasonably short distance from my satellite to here. We patched it up from the several I had strapped to the satellite, and although it wasn't easy work, we did get something which got us here without crashing and burning. Well, we did not have the smoothest landing, and getting back to the satellite might be a bit complicated now, but I can fix it back up. I suppose I'll return once Seb has found his own transport out of Illyria. He'll probably try to get to Arianon and then make his way from there. His home, the Triarchy, is quite far away, and he wasn't sure if there were many ships heading there. It sounds as though he will have a difficult journey back. First, though, he intends to ask around for his sister, to try and find her. Given my need to be discreet here, I told him he would do better on his own. I also fixed his Tennis Corporation suit, as wearing that instead of any rags from me would also land him a better response from the locals. I feel uneasy about our parting. We have agreed to meet up by the ship in the evening to recount what we found out during the day. So far, I haven't gotten much. I did give him most of my Illyrian money, saving only the bare minimum for myself. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to buy any supplies and all that. And, well, given how much he has helped me since I saved him, I do feel that I owe him as well. With how smart and strong he is, if he had wanted to, he could have long ago stolen off with one of my ships, or even tried to move the satellite. It probably would have been smarter on his part to be more suspicious of me. I've warned him not to give too much away here on Illyria about himself and especially about me. He has promised not to tell anyone, stating that he will come up with an alternative for how he ended up here. After he took off towards the main town, I went my own way. I was lucky to find that blind Mel was still in her old hut. Upon hearing my voice, she at first didn't believe that she was truly hearing me. Apparently, she has been suffering from some visions in the past few years. I did manage to convince her finally, and she gave me the rundown of what has been going on here in the past 7 years. As far as she knows, as a mostly hermit who is only occasionally visited by one of her granddaughters. They bring her food and drink, which is how she is even alive. As I suspected, the rot is, of course, far worse than when I left. But there are rumors that something is being done, or rumors about someone helping the Duke, and also about the Countess of Keaton Estate. In truth, Mel's descriptions were rather scattered and difficult to understand. I didn't dare stay too long, as I was worried that at any point her granddaughter would come in, so I sneaked out. After that, I saw a few more of the old crowd, and now I've come here to the only green gardener's safe house that I knew about. I'll leave soon to meet up with Seb, I suppose. I hope that he has gotten